This is it, what? Fettuccine with the team, we getting lit. What? Got it rolled up, now who really tryna hit? One, puff, puff, then we pass. Then we pass. Then we pass.
Baby, baby, ooh, babe, I love you. You my everything. We on different planes. We going in the rain. We gon' love you. You my man. Yeah, we go together. Nigga, we go together. Bitch, we go together. Nigga, we go together. Yo, son.
Yo, she killed it with that
She
one.
really killed it.
What's
She
goody?
really
What's
did.
you out here with the one-piece zip-up. Come on, fam. I love it.
Son, sponsored by Savage Fenty.
Ooh.
You already know how this
Ooh.
goes. I wanted to bring this back because I had this when I did the little freestyle for my birthday earlier this year.
Okay.
So I just thought I had bring this little piece back because I had a good time.
Okay.
I had a good time. And
Okay.
this is like, and Savage Fenty been lacing me this entire year. When I went to the honey party, that was another Savage Fenty piece.
All Savage?
All Savage.
I mean, you have been a savage in these streets.
Period.
So it's only right.
It's only right.
That you rocking the Savage
and
Fenty.
you
representing.
already know she an ally.
I love it.
You already know, period.
Really
so
special. Come
we're
on
gonna
now.
hold it down.
I love it.
We're
I
gonna
love
hold
it.
it. That's what we're doing.
All right. Well, I see the type of energy you want. So let's just start.
Period.
It's your man, EarthTone.
And your man, the real Peasy, holding you down for the right dose, with the right dose.
The highest notes. Come on now.
That's how we doing it. We holding you down.
It's ceremonious.
It is ceremonial.
It's a holiday special.
It is
pretty
a
much.
special.
Come on now. You know we do this at the end of the year.
Absolutely.
Every year.
For
every
sure.
season.
For sure.
How you feeling for the holidays? What you getting into? You gonna be around? You gonna be local?
I'm definitely gonna be around. I might be local. I might be outside.
Okay,
I
okay.
I might be inside.
You might be inside. You might be inside. We outside. Outside. We outside.
Right side or wrong side. Whatever side.
Exactly. If you know,
what
you
I'm
know.
saying? Right. If you know, you know.
Okay.
Definitely. Shout out the hood. It's kind of bittersweet though. You know what I'm saying? We hope we
I know.
We closing things
I know.
for the hood.
Shutting down shop.
You know what I'm saying? For a little bit. And we definitely want to. We're not gonna leave it on a sour note. We're gonna make sure we're gonna go out on a high note.
We
for
know
real.
how we end it. We always end it. On a high note.
Absolutely. You know what I'm saying? That's not what this is about though.
Yeah.
You know, we're gonna make sure that we celebrate. You know what I'm saying? This time period.
Absolutely.
That's what this is all about.
That's what the holidays is about.
We
You know what I mean? You celebrate. You give.
Yeah.
It's the season of giving. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? Giving and getting, whatever you prefer. But it's about the Q Plus artists first and foremost.
Indeed,
you know what I'm saying?
indeed.
It's been a hell of a year. It's been a lot of music, as usual. These past few years, but we've had some big releases, some major, some not so much.
Right.
And then we've covered as much as we can. It's interesting, you know, trying to find music specifically, you know, created and geared towards Q plus artists and the LGBTQ plus community. We still don't have those, you know, reliable go-to hubs that you would think that our inventory or our resource pool would have widened from when we first started recording podcasts in 2020. But it's pretty much the same, and you still got to search and dig, and a lot of artists are being more, you know, out there and forthright with their branding, you know, specifically making sure that you know they're Q+, and I appreciate that. But, you know, outside of that, it's still, you know, kind of tough to find specifically where the Q+ artists are dropping music, releasing music, where it's distributed, where can you find it. You still got to go looking for it. So shout out to the people that find it, that stream it, that listen to it, that support these artists, because that's what it's all about. That's what we're here for. And we're going to give you the top 10 of 2024. Like, that's what we're here for. That's what we're really here for. This is like a little pop-up bonus special. You know what I'm saying? We're going to close out the year.
As we do.
And we got this, you know, we got this whole rating system that we've been using throughout the whole podcast.
For
and
sure.
what we do is we take all of the songs, all of the music that we reviewed, that we gave a grade, outside of the allies, of course. Shout out to y'all, but this is specifically for the Q plus artists. And we go and we rank them from 10 all the way up to 1.
Mm-hmm.
So we just gonna go through it.
And it's the best rated, of the year. The ones that kind of rose to the top out of all of the ones that we reviewed throughout the year. So
Yeah,
this
it's
is
a big pot.
it's kind of a fun little look of everything we had done and just kind of who rose to the top of that. And it's a very fun overview of kind of the best and who shine. You know what I'm saying? And this little list right here that we've got.
It's always interesting looking back on these.
It's quite
Quite the list.
It's quite the list. It's quite the list. How we gonna do this? How we gonna go through this one?
So we're going to go backwards, of course, but we got an interesting way to come into this one because I don't think we've had a situation like this before. Ladies and gentlemen, we have a tie for the number 10 slot on the top 10 of 2024 Herbal Tea Podcast.
Mm-hmm.
So we have two. I feel like of the two, so what we do is combine the scores. Me and PZ both give it a score. We combined it, and that's the average. That's the grade we give the artist. That's kind of how we rank it, right?
Right.
So these two artists, they both got a 54.4 average grade when it came down to it.
Mm-hmm.
Put them at a tie. One of the artists had the highest grade. So I'd say we take the highest grade, and that's kind of how we put it. But they both had the same score, so we're gonna give both of them the shine. And you want me to do the first one, or you want to do the first one? How you want to do it?
I'll do the first one.
All right, go ahead, knock it out.
All right, the first one is Jacko Nasty, which, okay, so their song is Work Me Out.
Work me out, make me hot, make me sweat.
You know what I'm saying? And the interesting one about this, we pointed them out in the show. They were formerly on the HTP. They're an alum, but they were known.
First season, I think.
They were known right in the first season as Young KSB.
Yep.
And we reviewed their mixtape.
Yes.
So this is a return for them, and they returned with a brand new song, and now they're on the countdown as one of the best of 2024. So shout out to Jacko Nasty.
Look at that! What a way to bring it back full circle. From the first season to the last season.
To the last episode.
Wow.
You know what I'm saying? So shout out to them. And for this song, I would say, I'm going to read it right off here. The video probably had a lot to do with the appeal, as well as the fact that it was a welcome reinvention of sorts for, the previous HTP alum. And this was a first listen song.
Yes.
So it's not even not necessarily a song that we reviewed, putting them up against another artist. It wasn't a versus artist. It was a song that we didn't hear before. We just listened to him for the first time
and gave our knee-jerk
reaction on the show. So, and this is what we came up with.
Live on the spot. He was definitely giving me Boldly James makes twerk music.
Mine.
I remember that. Wear me out,
need to sweat, baby.
Hey, come on now.
He was definitely giving me vibes.
He was giving you vibes?
He was giving
Did you see
me
the
vibes.
visual?
I definitely saw the visual.
The visual is visualing.
The visual
is definitely doing
was visualizing.
Yeah, I like it.
Shout out to Jacko Nasty.
Hey, come on now. Number 10. Tied for number 10. He got to share that spot.
He definitely do.
With the next artist.
Which was?
Who goes by the name of Billy the Goat, ladies and gentlemen. With Dick.
What's my favorite word?
Dick. Yo, listen. He came out of nowhere. This was the first year we've seen.
Absolutely.
I'm seeing him definitely on the scene. And he came out with a bang. You saw this video pop up everywhere. Once it came out, once I heard it, I was like, okay. I saw a lot of the IG profile that carry and focus on queer artists. I saw a lot of them posting it. He was heavy with the promotion and the branding of it. I saw him do a few freestyles, like with the drop mics, freestyle videos. He did a few of those that were dope. But yeah, Billy the Goat. This joint came out May 10th of this year. It was on episode 83. I gave it a score of 59. You gave it a 50, and I gave it the 54.5. So that's how they tied. He was definitely challenging Too Short. Like you said, that what's my favorite word? Dick. He was. Hey, it just. Did you hear it just come in? That was crazy. But yeah, that was. This joint was vibing. I was rocking with it. It's definitely a little bob. You definitely pay attention to it when you hear it. You kind of hear a lot of like sexually forward content in music, especially when it comes from gay males. That's kind of, the number one topic easily of most music coming from, like, I would say that group of artists, right? So it's kind of, been there, done that, heard it, said it. So how creative can you get with it? How interesting can you, freak it and twist it? And this joint is pretty straightforward, so it's difficult to do that with something, a hook that's that straightforward, that's that, like, all right, out there, dick, like, dick. That's pretty much the hook. But it's still, he added a flavor and a style to it and a flair that I thought was dope and interesting. And, he was able to squeeze in and share the number 10 slot with your boy Jacko Nasty. Look at that.
Shout out to Billy the Goat. I had put down, it's telling how the final review was left to a tie and we opened the countdown with a tie. Because the final countdown.
Yes.
We had the 55.5
That's right.
tie. And that was a moment.
Oh, man.
And so this is how we open up the countdown. And how does that happen?
I mean,
you know what I'm saying?
You can't plan it.
So listen, so if I want dick, I'm not gonna yell about it. Unless that's what you're looking for.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
If that's what you want,
yeah, I mean,
let me know.
It sounded like he really needed some dick.
That's what you needed.
Like, it was like, all right, I feel like he was probably trying to be cool about it, and then it was like, all right, look, I don't want to hang out. I don't want I don't want lunch. Like, I just want the dick. Like, let's skip all the pleasantries and get to the shits. Like,
get to the shits.
Yeah, like, stop playing.
Cool.
I got places to be, people to see.
I hear you.
You know what I mean?
I hear you. I got nothing against it. Let's get it popping.
All right. Well, we got another Billy coming up.
Oh, shit.
Yeah. I can't eat the cat for lunch.
So number 8, that's number 9.
Number
right?
9.
Number 9. Out this bitch. It is another Billy.
Another Billy.
Billie Eyelash. She's gonna eat the. No, it's not. It's Billie Eilish.
Billie Eilish
with lunch. She's gonna eat the girl for lunch. And it had got a 55. That was the combined score. You gave it a 6. I gave it a 61.
You gave it a 61.
You gave it a 49.
I gave it a 49.
You was not feeling
it was
lunch.
Cool. It was cool.
You was cool though. You was cool in
It
that.
was like cafeteria lunch.
Okay, so I like a play date. I'm a play date type of person.
Okay.
So, you know what I'm saying? I like talk to be nice.
Heard you.
That's kind of my whole thing.
Okay.
I like a come hither energy that always works for me. You know what I'm saying? I'm shy, you shy.
I do like a come hither.
You know what I'm saying?
Come hither is cute.
You know what I'm saying? I fly, you fly too. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Boo. This thing, you fly, I'm fly.
Peekaboo, I'm going to write you a note. Like, do you like me? Yes or no?
Right. And I answer the question.
Heard you.
And we could talk. We could discuss it over
yes, no, maybe. You know what I'm saying?
You know what I'm saying? Send me the whole little, you know what I'm saying?
Oh, to open it up, you got to pick blue and then.
Yeah. Or the Chinese.
Pick the number.
Or the Chinese joint.
Yeah.
All that. What I'm saying?
All that.
Let's do it.
I heard you.
I like it. I heard you. That's where we at.
It was a mood. Number 9. I see it. I like it.
Mood.
Okay. All right, well, we getting back to, like I said, I would say being generous, 60% of the topic or the content of music created by black gay males in particular is going to be talking about sex. But most gay males, like, that's just kind of the topic. Like, we're going to twist it, we're going to flip it, we're going to thought it out.
Take it down, flip it, and reverse.
You know what I'm saying? It's your flipping and flip. Speaking of thoughts, number 8 coming up on the Herbal Tea Top 10 of 2024.
Hold on.
You know what I'm saying?
Hold on. This the shit right here. We gonna B. We gonna reverse.
Hey,
CMC.
my boy Ty Valentino. You got me saying, not Bobby.
No.
Ty Valentino.
Don't fuck it up.
I know. Ty Valentino featuring your man Fornyardi.
Come on, Fornyardi.
With Thoughts. This liquor got me feeling
my head. This liquor got me doing my head.
That was the yo. This was a sleepy bop.
It was
a sleepy bop.
It sneaks up on you.
It came out September 30th. We reviewed it on episode 91. I gave it a score of 52. Mm-hmm. You gave it a 59 for a combined score of 55.5. Indeed. That was one of the tie joints, right? Because it was that versus Yoni Blue, I think.
Right.
This joint was so speaking of sleepy bops, like some of these songs don't necessarily age as well as others, right? You might hear a song when you first hear it, you really love it, you enjoy it.
Right.
And then you hear it later, or the more you hear it, you're like, all right, you get tired of it kind of fast. Some songs you don't get tired of as fast. Some songs you like even more the more you hear them. This is one of those joints that I like more as I heard it. Like when I first heard it, it was like, all right, this is a nice little joint. Mm-hmm. You can kind of hear some of the flaws in the recording and the audio and things like that. He could have been a little bit more lively with the projection. Like I think I mentioned a comment of it sounded more like a reference track,
right,
on the episode. But it still was enough to give you the feeling and enjoy the song for what he was trying to give. The hook was definitely, infectious. I think I was telling you earlier, I listen to it on the way to work sometimes, like just on the train. It got one of those feelings, and it put you in the vibe. You feel like partying, and it's a playfulness, it's a genuineness that comes across in the way he's, performing the record, and I really rock with it. The Ron Isley ad-libs at the end. Chill.
Yeah.
I'm like, how did he get Ron Isley for ad-libs?
Oh yeah, you're contagious. Trust me.
Exactly.
No, he didn't. He did not get Mr. Biggs on the train.
That's funny.
He did not get Mr. Biggs.
He didn't? Okay.
He did not get Mr. Biggs.
Okay.
See, but on another note, not once could Icy Spicy deliver anything on her album this easy, breezy, and carefree for us.
Wow.
She was too busy playing in Cleopatra face. This track still goes. I still love the way Ty stretches his syllables like chewing gum pulled out from between your teeth. That is my favorite part. This look got me moving my hips. I love that. I love it. I love the personality. Yeah. I'm still a fan of it. I mean, we did just kind of hear it. It was the last episode.
It's still recent.
It's recent enough.
It's recent.
But listen, I'm a fan of the song. It comes on. I was low key. Oh, the low key.
That bass line is like.
Hold on. Low key, high key. I'm flying home for Thanksgiving, and I was having a moment. Thinking about the show, and I was like, damn, the show's really gonna be over. We've been doing this for like a few years, and then this song comes on.
Oh my God.
And I'm in the middle of balling up like,
oh my God,
and this song comes on, got me thinking my heels, and I'm just like, what the fuck's happening here?
Oh my God, that's crazy.
And I just started having a whole moment, and it was a good moment though. Yeah. It was like flushing out.
But that's like, it's always gonna be a party. Like this is always gonna be a party.
It was a good moment. So like it's a special thing for me, and this is part of it. This song is part of it. Yeah. So good feelings.
That's dope. That's dope.
Shout out to Ty Valentino. Shout out to Fornyardi.
Yes.
AKA Chad.
Yes, absolutely.
Who we worked extensively with over the years that we've been doing this podcast. And big love to them. They've always supported us, and we definitely want to give the support right back.
Yeah, absolutely.
And congratulations to you breaking as an artist and making the fucking countdown.
Seriously, like
your first year. Like, shout out to you.
Come on now.
Shout out to Chad.
Hey.
Big up.
Now, speaking of tiebreakers, we were speaking earlier that we ended with a tiebreaker this season, and now we starting the episode with the tie. But now, back to back, the artist that they tied with in the verses Yanni Blue and Amir, Bouncy and Pretty. Bouncy and Pretty.
Of course.
Bouncy and Pretty, we make you. This was a light little airy bot. Release date October 28th, episode 91. That's when we reviewed it. Excuse me. I gave it a 46. You gave it a 65.
I sure did.
You was rocking with it. You gave it a loud.
I'm gonna stand on that.
Oh, okay.
I'm gonna stand on that. I still bounce.
Heard you.
I'm still pretty.
Okay, you still pop. You bouncing and pretty.
Still bouncing and pretty for me. You know what I'm saying?
I remember it's giving me the vibe of the Wonderful Christmas Time, the
Right.
Beatles joint, which I heard the other day at a Christmas party. Believe it or not, interestingly enough. So.
Did you think about this song?
I did think about it. It popped in my head. It's been popping in my
Mine.
head like a few times. It's definitely catchy. It got that earwormy quality.
It does. That's
It definitely does. But I'm standing on my 46.
you gonna stand on yours?
I'm standing on my 46.
It's still standing in this countdown. It's still fun.
It's still here.
It's lost none of its appeal to
Nah,
me.
it's here.
You know what I'm saying? The month or so since we reviewed it. Shout out to them. They just released their album the same day that episode came out, November 21st.
That's right.
Shout out to Yanni Blue and the Mayor, Bouncy and Pretty.
Hey.
Is out now on all streaming platforms. Go ahead and check their project out.
Okay. Doom, 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 doom. Doom. Miami. You know what I'm saying? Speaking of Miami.
Me versus you I ain't picking.
One bitch, whole bitch, no bitch, two bitch, none of y'all whole bitch not gonna do shit. She was going off,
Foot on
yo.
neck, can't breathe.
Cardi B, enough. I see my eyes linking up.
I'm like, what in the fuck? If you scared, then just say that hoe. Enough is enough.
She was going crazy.
She was.
Released on March 15th. Earlier this year, we reviewed it on episode 81. It was her verse, Baby Mother. I gave it a 58. You gave it a 59. We was like neck and neck. 58.5 overall. I mean, this was like high template Cardi B. Like her template, her bag.
Definitely.
This is at the
high template
you know what I'm
Cardi
saying?
B.
Like a high quality template Cardi B. Like,
Absolutely.
She couldn't really miss with this one. It's hard beat, stripper appeal vibe, hard rhymes. She going off at the obligatory op that all rappers have.
That all rappers have.
We all got one op that they got to talk to in multiple songs.
Niggas got a list of whole ops though.
Yeah, come on. Now. All my ops linking up. I'm like, what ops? Who the ops? But you know she got ops. And she gonna address them on a few songs. When she do that to a hard beat, like it's like, come on, you can't really lose with that one. She give you a few of the one line. I'm getting better and better.
Niggas
like
she get better than
like she gave you a few of those pullaways, like as she always do with these joints. It was one of those, man.
Fun fact.
Ooh,
we got a fun fact here. We're still waiting for that album. We're still waiting for that new album as of press time. Today is December 13th. You guys are not seeing this until about December 26th. But as of press time, there's no album on the horizon. I just wanted to put that out there. It's still a strong record. Of course, like you said, not really bringing anything new to the table. Thoroughly mid-grade song.
Thoroughly
mid-grade, at least, in terms of like everything else that's out there.
I like that.
And in the middle of our countdown, this is like we're smack dab in the middle of our countdown. This is exactly where it lands for us. But nonetheless, it's a strong Cardi B record. So shout out to the, I guess, newly out, because she was an ally before. And then you put me on.
Yeah, she said she buy.
You said she buy. So
she buy.
We bought it.
She out here.
We bought it.
Yeah. So, all right. Number five. We at the top five. We getting there.
Top five.
We got the first LP.
Dead or Alive
on the list.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying?
We got a lot going on with this one.
This is a HTP alumni. Cakes the Killer. ladies and gentlemen.
Cakes the Killer.
With the Black Sheep LP.
The Black Sheep LP.
Yeah, this joint came out in your month. Yeah, birthday month.
It sure did.
April 26. Episode 79 we reviewed it on. I gave it a 72. You wasn't feeling it as much as I was. You gave it a 45. For a combined score of 58.5.
Right.
So yeah. How you tell them why you mad? Like,
okay, so let me break it down for you. Still standing by everything I originally said about the album. However, can I add?
I love that you wrote that. Okay, go ahead.
However, he added 5 bonus tracks to the album sometime after the original release.
Ooh.
And I did listen to those songs. They all are pretty great, and they finish the album stronger than before.
Wow.
Sam Katz produced those tracks too, which says the decision to keep the album shorter on the initial release was a conscious one and a good way to spread a good project with solid material. I would add points for the new tracks. If they had been bad, I would have taken away points. So I would give him at least 5 more points.
Oh, so you're
for
not
those
standing.
bonus tracks.
So you're not standing. It's with the bonus tracks. That's why it's coming with the bonus
tracks. It's still mid. It's still mid, like 50. You get 5 points. You get 50. That's what you get.
It's still
it's
mid.
Strong, but you know.
Oh, okay.
Don't get
excited.
You know what I'm saying? But it's working. It's
Heard
working.
you.
It's
Nah, I
definitely.
feel you.
He worked hard for the money.
Listen.
He works hard for the money.
Listen.
Shout out the Cakes.
If you like it, I love it.
Did you hear the bonus track?
I didn't hear the bonus tracks. I definitely need to check them out.
I think you would like them.
Yeah, I don't know how I missed that. But 2 of my favorite joints on the first release was Cakewalk. I thought that was a standout on the joint, and Ain't Shit Sweet. Those 2 joints was fire. But first LP on the countdown, number 5, Cakes the Killer, Black Sheep. Go check that shit out.
Shout out. So the next one, number 4. This one is special. I'm gonna bring this one in because we almost didn't even have him on the show. So shout out to Yannick Robin Miracle and their track Passing. They were also a first listen, and we gave them a combined score of a 63.5. I gave them a 70. You gave them a 57. And what show were they on? Did you have the episode?
That was episode 84.
Episode 84.
That was actually the same. We did a double first listen with them and Jackie.
With them and
Jackie Tsunami.
Jackie Tsunami.
Yep.
Shout out. And this one was a submission.
Yes. Artist submission.
It was a submission. They had submitted their song at least a year ago. And I was combing through our emails because we get a handful of submissions, and sometimes they come in after we finish filming for the season, and you know they get a little lost in the shuffle of the holidays and everything we plan. So one day I found it and I was like, oh shit, I didn't listen to the song, but I found their bio and their press release and all of that.
Okay.
I'm like, okay, maybe we got a little bit of space here. Let's see if we could throw them in there real quick, and it worked out.
Okay.
It worked out. So
well, it's off their EP, Passing, by the same name, and that came out on Halloween, right?
Yeah.
I like the joint. It had an interesting feel. It's definitely got folky singer-songwriter vibes.
Yeah.
But it's always interesting and refreshing, and I love when we get those artist submissions. We didn't get a ton of them, but the ones we did, we try to pay attention to and get to when we could. And it's just dope to see that this was claiming the number 4 spot on the top 10
for sure
of 2024 Herbal Tea Podcast. So I thought it'd be interesting before we round out the top 3 to take a look back down memory lane and look at the top 3s for all of the countdowns that we've done so far for all of the seasons.
Okay.
of the Herbal Tea Podcast. Starting with 2020.
2020.
Wow, what a year.
What a year.
So let's see what was going on the countdown that year. We had at number 3, Samir. Remember Samir?
Samir. Shout out to Samir.
Yes.
No service.
No service.
Yo.
Yes.
Samir was showing us love. Samir was showing us love.
Definitely.
Samir is definitely still outside.
Yes.
We're still waiting for some more music from them.
Absolutely.
And, definitely sending them blessings and tons of healing energy. We know they've been going through some things. I still follow them on Threads.
Yeah. Okay.
And of course Instagram, and I see them going through their journey, and I definitely want to send them healing energy and love, because they still as warm and as beautiful as they were when we found them.
Yeah. Wow, that's amazing. Shout out to Samir. No service. Number 3. Number 2, Kim Petras with Malibu. Remember that joint?
Malibu. And ain't nobody know about this whore.
I know. She came out of nowhere.
And here we go.
She popping now.
See,
popping now.
This is what I'm saying.
She like the next Ariana.
This was part of the whole experience.
This was 2020. We was on it.
Right. You had to
it.
You had to be there.
We was on it.
Were you there? I hope you were there.
I don't know. Some of them were. Number 1. Take a guess.
Number 1.
You remember what it was?
Wild guess.
Okay.
Kate Zaddy. Because that was Joe Zaddy.
That's a good guess.
That was Joe
That's
Zaddy.
a real good guess, but no, it wasn't.
It wasn't in 2020?
No. Darcy Dondada. That's Snowfall. Shout out to the homie Darcy Dondada, man. Yeah, he been quiet for a minute. I ain't seen him on the streets in a minute, but that joint right there was my jitter damn.
Right.
That was crazy right there.
Shout out to Darcy Dondada.
Yeah, man. That was a joint.
They had a big year. They was blowing up that year.
Yeah, he was going crazy. I want to hear that. I want to hear that joint now. Now that's my jam.
But
what happened?
That year was the year we had split the countdown, because we did the singles, and then we also at the end of the singles
we did LPs.
We did the LPs.
Yeah.
And Ketchanada had the top LP.
That's what it was. Yeah. Because that bubble was like.
Yep.
That was the first. Was that the first Moon Rock?
That was the first Moon Rock, and it was
God.
definitely your soundtrack.
That was my jam.
It was a good album.
Damn.
It was a great album.
That's crazy. I'm glad you remember that. That was crazy. And then 2021. We did another top 10. And at number 3, my boy Tyler the Creator.
Oh man!
With "Call Me If You Get Lost."
Oh
the LP.
man! Call me if you see a sign and you in the basement. Blink twice.
You wasn't hating on that.
I
Because
was not hating.
Clearly.
I told you I enjoyed the album. What did I give it? I gave it a loud. Was it a flyer? Something like that. I gave it something.
I forgot what you gave it.
I gave it something good.
Yeah, you
I
did.
gave it something great.
Listen, he made number 3 on the top 10 that year.
Right. He wouldn't have made it there if I hadn't have gave him something.
Right. Definitely. But number 2, guess who it was?
Number 2. Oh.
It was another LP.
It was another.
It was Project Heavy this year.
It was Project Heavy. Oh man, it escapes me.
It was Nice.
It was Nice
with Montero. Montero 2021.
We did a double. We did a deep dive on that one.
We definitely did.
It was it a double deep dive, because he was the Q plus.
Was it him versus Kanye?
It wasn't versus, but we did him as the Q plus, and then for the ally, we did Donda.
The whole album. Oh my God, we went crazy.
We went crazy, and I think, oh man, that was the era that you don't name.
The era we don't name.
And I remember the filming of that episode. He was not feeling that. He was not, because it was so long.
Yeah.
It was long, but it didn't matter, because we was having a great time doing that episode. He was having a great time. He was mad. He was not feeling us.
That's funny.
He was so mad.
That was a long episode.
It was a great episode.
That it? That was a short episode.
I think so.
Enough is enough.
Right. He was right. He was scared. He should have said something, but he did say something.
Yeah.
Listen. Okay, so fuck it. We ended it anyway.
Shit.
He got so fucking weird. And it was like, he created a whole weird ass situation that it just couldn't, it destroyed the dynamic on camera.
It did.
It destroyed the dynamic on camera, made you feel weird, made you feel so uncomfortable and frankly disgusting. And it was gross of him to even think that he could even like work in a professional capacity with us when he had all these underlying feelings. So fuck that nigga for the rest of his life. Fuck him. I saw him at Banji Boombox.
Oh, wow.
I saw him at Banji Boombox last year. It was the first time.
I didn't know this.
Yeah. I saw him and all the other motherfuckers at Banji Boombox. And he wanted to shake my hand. I was like, what?
Wow.
Hell yeah. Cold shoulder as hell.
Yeah, like, no.
Nah, I was high as fuck. I was high as fuck. Like, I was smoked out. So I couldn't really I was so smoked out because I was like kind of uncomfortable, but I was smoked out. So I would have said more, I would have did more in the moment, but you know, God said, just sit down. Yeah. You smoked out. Just calm down.
No,
we all need to do more.
We all feel like bug repellent.
Exactly, exactly. So that's why I'm just talking my shit down.
I see. Listen, get your shit off.
That's what it is.
Get your shit off. And
that's
we
what it
on
really.
that.
We gonna stand on that.
And that's on period.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying?
But other than that, it was a great episode. And shout out to Niece for putting out an amazing album and blowing up Shuating the way you did that year, because he definitely ruled that year.
You see how these music encapsulate time periods.
Exactly. It was definitely a moment.
These moments. That was a whole moment.
That's what it came with.
Exactly. But at the number one slot, our girl Asian with the Interlude EP,
showing us mad love.
We was going crazy over that project. She went in. That was like, I hadn't heard of her. And apparently she had been doing her thing for a little time before that, before we, came across that project. She was out of here, man. I love that project. She had multiple joints on that. That Gucci Frames was my jam. I remember that being like
Gucci Frames.
Yeah, like she just got that voice. She got that energy. I haven't really seen if she's been active lately.
Yeah.
But she was definitely, that was a moment.
She had definitely caught a moment for sure.
Yeah, she killed that. 2021. So 2022 was a bit of a year.
It was. Transitional.
Mm-hmm. It definitely was transitional. We was coming back outside. That was the back outside year, kind of. Like 2021 into 22. At number 3 on the top 10 that year, we had my girl SZA representing Jersey. You know what I'm saying?
Jersey.
With Tread Carefully. That joint, I mean, SZA is SZA. Is this before SOS?
This is in between. I think she was just warming up to SOS.
This was after, like, she was kind of quiet after Control for a little bit. And this was like her kind of gearing up for, all right, I'm coming back into, run mode. I'm about to get in my bag.
For sure.
But yeah, that was the joint. That was number 3. For number 2 that year, we had the girl Angel Hayes.
Angel Hayes.
That's crazy. Girl with a Gun. The EP. She had been off the scene for a while.
Yeah.
Up until this point, she was definitely one of the OGs, one of the Q+ OGs that has been doing her thing for a while. Definitely before we kind of came into it. One of the I would say one of the pioneers who started getting industry attention and deals and looks and all of that type of stuff. But yeah, Girl with a Gun, we reviewed it back then, and she made it up to number 2.
Solid project, definitely a solid project.
Very solid project. And then at number 1, this was a sleeper, an enjoyable sleeper for me. Kehlani with Blue Water Road. That project, man, that's just bringing me back now. I got to go back to that. Because I remember really enjoying that and coming across it and being pleasantly surprised. Because I always knew, like, you know, I like Kehlani. I wasn't too crazy, you know, knowledgeable about her discography. But I always rock with her when I did hear her, mostly on, you know, features or here and there, like singles. But this project was really dope head to toe. It kind of had like that 90s R&B feel to it. Some of the, you know, the decision she making production wise was definitely giving that vibe. And I enjoyed it. She did a thing on that. I mean, apparently we both enjoyed it.
That was the highest rated number one song out of the whole run. She got an 86.5 score, combined score. So we both definitely was feeling that project.
Yeah.
Through and through, and still stand by that. I think it aged pretty good.
Yeah, it's definitely one of those that age well. Like we said, all of them don't necessarily
have that same appeal.
Yeah, but yeah, that was definitely one of them. 2023. Looking at last year, last year. It was just a year ago. At number 3, my boy Roy Kinsey. From Chi-Town, Chicago. Truly iconic.
Truly iconic.
Like, how'd it go? Like truly iconic. You he like Hamid. Hey, that was the joint. I remember that. It had that. Did Mike Jones produce it? I think he did produce that one. But it had that like old school like hip hop feel, like kind of like stripped down bass, drums, like straightforward flows. I fuck with it.
Bouncy flow.
Number 2, our girl again, SZA. We hit her back to back that year because remember she was gearing up.
But she
came out with the SOS.
She came out with the
SOS. That LP was. I mean, that project was like her. I wouldn't say coming of age. Yeah, maybe her coming of age. Like she's kind of like I'm here. She's doing stadium joints now. Like she's at that level. But that project was very critically acclaimed. Well received by the masses. She had a bunch of hits on it. I mean, I was crazy about the project because it's a lengthy project. Like she got a lot of songs on it.
It was very lengthy,
and most of them joints, man. I don't know.
I think that album, it did just come out last year. She is going on a stadium tour.
She's dropping a deluxe
with Kendrick Lamar.
Yes,
who is having a great moment of his own currently.
Crazy year. Looks like he's going and gearing up for another year.
Right. Continuing that same energy. And we are gearing up to go see them.
Fam.
Because that's how big of a moment this is going to become.
We got to do it. I mean.
So just letting you know right now. And we might check in with y'all just on some random shit.
That'll be a nice little special.
You might have to follow us.
I mean, that's crazy.
You know what I'm saying?
You got one mega Q+ artist on that stage. Another one possibly. Opening, we'll see.
Possibly. We'll discuss.
But yeah. That's gonna be crazy. But SOS, this was the LP that kind of put her like, all right, she stamped it. She put a flag in the dirt.
Yeah, for sure.
Another LP that was on the top of the list that year.
You already
guess. You want to take a guess who it is?
I'm gonna say it was my girl, Janelle Monáe.
Yes, it was.
With the Age of Pleasure.
Float on it, float on it, float.
Yeah,
she went in on this project. This was a big shift for her. Like you hadn't seen this Janelle Monáe yet.
Never seen it.
This was like, all right, the black and white suit is definitely gone now.
Body
is out.
Days.
I'm here.
Out.
You know what I'm saying? All in my womanhood, leaning into it, loving it,
munch on it.
And I like girls too.
Man,
you know what I'm saying?
I'm outside.
She was with it.
She was with
the Age of Pleasure. Like she giving it to you.
Man, it was such a freeing thing to see them get into it and lean all the way into it with no compromise.
Absolutely.
Whatsoever.
Absolutely.
It was a great moment. It was a moment for them. It was a moment for me.
Love it. And there we have it. The top 3 of the past 4 years. That's crazy. So yeah, 2020 up until now. So now we at 2024.
2024.
And look at that. We at the top 3.
And we're about to do our top 3.
Come on now. So at the number 3 spot.
At the number 3.
We got Duran Bernard, ladies and gentlemen.
Can I get an ETA?
Duran Bernard with ETA. This was my jam, fam. This came out May 31st on the En Route EP. Episode 85, we reviewed this joint. He was versus Billie Eilish. I gave it an 81. Fire.
You did.
You gave it a 49.
I did.
Nothing, you ain't hate it, but you ain't love it.
Can I get an ETA? Can I get an ETA? You know what?
That's
all this time, I didn't understand that he really is just talking about communication.
Oh my God, thank you.
He's just talking about communication.
That's it.
He should have just you know what? This is my fault. And I just realized it. I had an aha moment. Oh, so you just said, you should have said you come late.
That's all.
You come late. So it takes long. You work your way. Okay. Why didn't you say that?
That's pretty much all he's saying.
That's all he was trying to say.
Don't have me sitting there looking crazy waiting for you. You know you're not going to be there at that time.
Don't have me like rubbing you down and doing all this foreplay. And I'm thinking like you going to bust fast. Like you going at a decent time. It might take you an hour. It might take you 2. Like you need time. You like to work it up. You need a lot of foreplay.
Come on now. See?
I didn't see it.
What's your ETA? Like,
right.
Let me know when you're getting close.
See, exactly.
Come on, like,
why you ain't say that?
I know. I thought you would.
See, communication. That's
okay.
That's what it is.
Please let it be today.
Right, man. I wasn't listening. That was my problem. It's me.
Yeah. You all right, man. I love the joint. So you might have bumped it up a little bit.
I might have gave it a 50.
Oh wow. I
might have given it a 50.
Okay. I see what you did there. Listen, it's a combined score of 65 either way for the number 3 spot. So it made the top 3 on the top 10 of 2024 Herbal Tea Podcast countdown.
Shout out to Duran Bernard. He put out a great EP actually. This might not have been my joint, but he has other records on there that's fire. Yeah. Because his whole vibe is like he opens for Erykah Badu. Yeah. He's got a big neo soul kind of sound, and I really love that for him, and that he really leans into it. Cause I'm thinking of his other joint, Fist Bump. With what is it?
Yes.
With First Nationals?
First Nationals, yes.
Yeah. I think
that joint is hard.
That joint is hard, and that video is amazing.
I didn't even see the video.
Yeah. But the joint itself is just
He's been
fire.
Like, progressively like on an upward trajectory.
I'm rooting for him. I'm actually rooting for him, and I really love his energy. I just love how quirky he is. I love his talent.
Got a fire Tiny Desk performance.
Absolutely. So shout out to Duran Bernard.
Okay. Number 2.
Susu, Jackie Tsunami. First listen joint, off key.
Yep.
So this one was interesting because it's been some time. He's been active since we, kind of had him on the second episode of our show.
Wow.
He was on the second episode. And he manages to return for the first listen, and we swiped the first track off his new project, which is called Jackie. And, he comes all the way to the number 2 spot.
That's crazy.
I thought all of that was kind of like in alignment for him. It's
wild.
called Off Key.
Off Key.
And the song, with the combined score was a 71. I gave him a 76. You gave him a 66. And, you know, ain't nobody really spitting like him. It's my whole thing.
Yeah.
I just don't really hear nobody spitting like him. He told the whole story. And he cuts up a joint that's an ally. You know, Alicia Keys, You Don't Know My Name. That's an ally song. And put it on a drill beat. Nobody ain't did that yet and did it as nice as he did.
And then pays homage with the off key in the title. Like, just slick with it. Like, it's very tastefully done.
Exactly.
I fucks with it.
I kind of really fuck with the way he kind of slid on
He always
that.
kind of comes with a certain standard. It's a certain level he brings. That's like, all right, it's enjoyable.
Exactly. I don't hear really nobody doing it, so I think it's well warranted. He just kind of represent like that.
Number two, man. Listen, I ain't mad at it.
So, how you?
I ain't mad at it. That's a double first listen. That was with Yannick Robin, and I rock with it. It was good. It was refreshing to him because he kind of dipped off for a little bit. We hadn't seen him really putting out music like that, and then he came back with a whole project. I was like, I love it. We took the first joint and was like, man, this is
you kind of did it.
I was already
niggas gotta step they bars up.
Okay, yeah.
Had to just put that
pretty
in.
much.
There it is.
Long story short.
Okay.
Number one.
Number one
slide. The number one slide. Top 10.
The
2024
10.
Herbal Tea Podcast Q Plus Artist Countdown. Doechii.
I said, who?
Doechii.
Baby.
Alligator Bites Never Heal. The LP. This girl is on fire.
Yo.
She's on fire.
Yo.
She's really on fire. This project came out August 30th. We reviewed it on episode 88. We did a deep dive on this one. We had to take it deep. You know what I'm saying? Deeper than Doechii. That was the name of the episode. I gave it a 76% fire. You gave it a 95 moon rock.
Must I say that's the last moon rock that we have?
This is the last moon rock of the Herbal Tea Podcast. Wow, man. Look at that. And it's on the number one of the top 10 of the 2024. That's crazy. That's crazy.
You had the first one, I had the last one?
That's how, I mean, listen, that's how it goes, man.
That was the
alignment. How fitting.
I'm just saying. So that means it's been a woman-led countdown since 2021.
The women been holding it down.
Women been holding it down.
They've been holding it down. As they usually do, man. I'm not even surprised. Are you surprised? Come on.
I'm not surprised.
Come on. 85.5 combination grade. That's a high. That might be one of the highest joints we had.
It is.
It got to be up there.
It's definitely the second highest. And, you know, I mean, well-deserved. We definitely crossing our fingers that Doechii... You know,
she might be there, man. I think she might be there. She already Grammy nominated, so she building her cachet. She getting up there. She just performed with them for the Christmas party. All three of them was out there. Come on, man. They alluding to it. She already TDE. Like, stop playing, man. We gonna be out there. MetLife, May. Listen, be there, be square, man.
Be there or be square.
We're gonna be out there. I can't wait.
It's gonna be a moment.
Who knows how it's gonna look in the next few months? You know what I'm saying? But we did it. You know what I'm saying?
We did it.
We was here. We laid our ground. We held it down. We was consistent, and
man. So
we bowing out gracefully. You know what I'm saying?
Yo. So just a couple of things before we wrap this thing up. I want to wrap it up in a bow.
Okay.
We definitely covered a lot of ground in this here thing, in this era. You know, I brought this up to you before. The first episode that we did came out just a couple of days before the insurrection on the Capitol building.
Crazy.
So if you can imagine how things turned out.
Man.
You guys were there.
Man.
How things turned out since then.
I seen it.
Yeah. And like, it's been a time to be alive ever since. And I just want to say that as turbulent as times have been, what a time to be alive, to kind of be able to document the things that we've seen in our own circle, you know. The people that we have seen, that we have covered, and that have gone on to do greater things and blow up and take over the world and have a big moment. And whether they continue that moment or whether, you know, they kind of fall back, they still ran the world for that moment. And we got to see them and witness them at their greatest. And, you know, we saw them here first, kind of sitting behind these mics. And so that was just a pleasure to watch, because you already know when we came in, it was a lot different. And that's crazy to even say, because, you know, it's like we become historians. And I grew up watching other historians kind of say the same thing when they look back on in their arena, when they cover like their own history in their own arena. So it's like when elders of hip hop look back on their own history and they see how far things came for them. Yeah. And they think about what the times were like when they first came in, and you listen to them, and you just kind of think about how much they've been able to see the culture grow and how much pleasure they get from that. Yeah, it's the same kind of thing that we're getting. Now,
you feel it. Yeah,
you feel it. It's just it's real. It's a pleasurable thing. It's kind of jarring, and like I can't put it into words how grateful that I am that you even like said. That you even thought of me like, just do this. It's a transformational experience, I have to say. And I just want to say thank you for doing this, for thinking of me, for coming up with some project like this. I never saw this in my cards, never. But I'm so grateful to you for having this and sticking with it for 5 years, because it's a long time to be doing something. Yeah, niggas don't do this. They don't stick around like this. It's crazy, especially with somebody. I'm just gonna say somebody like me. Like I'm like behind the scenes, bro. You see somebody like me, and I'm one way, but behind the scenes, like he'll tell you how much I get on his nerves, and like how just not put together as you see before you. Maybe you get a glimpse, but it's just that's funny. It's just not. It doesn't give put together like it is on camera. There's a lot that goes on behind the scenes, and you know everything I told you about one of the people that we done worked with is just a little tip of the iceberg of the kind of things and breakdowns that we endured just kind of going through it. And like I said, it's just us. Yeah. There's no team. Yeah, at the end of the day. In the beginning, we had G. Shout out to G, Greg Addison. Shout out to the homie who was holding our lions down with all our videos, and then came in and was doing the camera work for us. For the first 3 episodes before he had to go and do bigger and better things, and then it was just us. Yeah. So to do this year after year, I don't know how many people would have had the mental courage or the stamina or the strength to kind of continue the day by day with all their own obligations. Wow. You know what I'm saying? This is a real big. This is not light. You know what I'm saying? This is not a light thing, and this is why I'm saying like I'm just ultimately grateful, because I know that you have a lot going on, and in the beginning, it was you were already had your own thing, and then the pandemic happened, and then you had to go back to work. Yeah. So things were already, you had to manage all of that.
That's crazy. That's the thing I forget about. Like it was a whole different world. Like,
yeah. And imagine if the pandemic didn't happen. Would we even have been able to get this far?
Yeah.
So these are all things that I just like
Oh,
consider.
man. That means a lot, and it's crazy hearing you say it, and you know, not thinking about things in that capacity for such a long time. You don't really sit back and think about like, damn, how much we did and what we did and how much time passed and how much you put into it until you actually sit and think about it. And you know, none of that would have happened had you not said yes. So as much as you appreciate me for asking you, I appreciate you for saying yes. And I just want to say I love you. It's been a crazy hell of a ride. I'll never forget it. I mean, it's documented, so it's not going anywhere.
Period.
But yeah, it's been crazy just looking back on it. 2020, you know, what a time to start a project. And not even, you know, it wasn't like we was going into it expecting that we weren't going to be working or we was going to, you know, have all of this time. We started it before the pandemic. Like,
Exactly.
so it was already launched and it hit. So it put a wrench in our shit. It's like, all right, are we going to continue to do it or are we going to stop? Because that could have been the end of it right there. But it wasn't, and we continued and we evolved and we enhanced things and we tweaked and we came up with the micro segments and we changed templates and we did interviews and we kind of, you know, we went sky's the limit. We did as much as we could with the resources we had.
Absolutely.
We tried to push, you know, the creativity. We tried to get as much light shown on the Q+ artist community as we could, and you know, I think we did a pretty good job for what it was.
So.
Having not really having a blueprint, not really having, you know, anything but, you know, an idea and, you know, the motivation and the energy to do it and stick with it. So yeah, man, thank you again. It's been you know, it's been super dope. Something I'll never forget, and it's out there for, you know, years to come, as long as they, you know, keep the internet up and running.
As long as the internet as long as they'll unplug it.
Internet.
Man, it's 92 episodes.
That's crazy.
92 episodes.
Solid,
you know, through and through.
Yeah.
Here we are, and you know, you got it. Tell a friend to tell a friend. Thank you for everybody that has seen an episode and anybody who will see an episode in the future that, you know, hasn't seen one yet. Riding with us, anybody that's supported, anybody that's commented, anybody that's shared, anybody that's sent music to us, anybody that's interacted with us in any way, shape, or form, supported. We definitely appreciate little bit of
much love.
Much love to you and all the artists that has ever decided to make music and put it out there. We just wish you the most successful journey and, you know, fruitful journey and blessed journey that you could possibly have, because we're artists and we know how hard it is. We know how
many obstacles
it could be, and you know, we're still here doing it, and you know, we see y'all. So
Word. Well said.
So thank you once again, and thank you for everything.
Hey man, and on that note, we gonna end it like we always like to end it, on a motherfucking high note.
This is it. What? Fettuccine with the team, we getting lit. What? Got it rolled up. Now who really tryna hit? One puff, puff, then we pass.